Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful.
You know who won't be there? Tetsuya Naito. Actually, we don't know anymore if he'll be there because he's been working without a contract. And in the 20 full years that were 2005 to 2024, the Mount Rushmore for New Japan Pro Wrestling and really Japanese wrestling in general was Hiroshi Tanahashi, Shinsuke Nakamura, Kazuchika Okada, and Tetsuya Naito. That era has officially come to an end. I mean, I know Tanahashi still has the rest of the year to play out, but today, New Japan Pro Wrestling announced that both Tetsuya Naito and Bushi would be departing the promotion following Wrestling Dontaku, which takes place on May 3rd and 4th in Fukuoka. News of Naito working without a contract was reported by Tokyo Sports about 2 weeks ago. In a statement, New Japan President Hiroshi Tanahashi said, "I am sorry to deliver the news that surprised and saddened everyone today. I spoke with Naito yesterday. I told him that I wanted Naito, who loves New Japan, to stay in New Japan until the end, but his will was firm, and I could not change it. He will be leaving the organization in a way that respects his wishes." Tom talked about it a little bit before Windy City Riot. Now with Jeff Cobb gone, Tetsuya Naito gone, Hiroshi Tanahashi wrestling his last match in the United States. Boy, it did really feel like that was the end of an era in Chicago last week.
Mike, are we sure that this is not just a precursor to Bushi and Naito winning the tag titles?
If that's the case, it would be a major break in protocol from how they've reported news on their website before. A major break. And the thing is, this isn't the first time. In fact, I can think of at least 6 times in the last 9 years where somebody has been under contract with New Japan holding a title and either had to drop it on the way out or didn't drop it at all. But we'll get into that after the break. Wrestling Observer Live. Back on the show, Mike Sempervive and Filthy Tom Lawlor here with you. Wrestling Observer Live. Getting your WrestleMania weekend underway right now. All right, Tom. I know they have that thing in Reddit or whatever. It's like, am I the jerk? So, will I be the prick for bringing up the 6 times in the last 9 years that somebody left New Japan without working, without having a contract because Shinsuke Nakamura in January 2016 doesn't put over AJ Styles, vacates the Intercontinental title, takes some time off, shows up at NXT in April. 2022, Carl Anderson resigns with WWE while he's never champion, got himself double booked in both Japan and Saudi Arabia, ends up choosing Crown Jewel because, well, he had to. He somehow holds on to the title until January, where he puts over Tama Tonga at the Dome. Tama Tonga wins the title at the Dome, then announces he's leaving, and then puts over Evil in April, and he's gone. And then last January, Kazuchika Okada didn't put over anybody. He didn't even want to be on the losing side of a 6-man tag team match, let alone put over anybody individually. He vacates those titles. He's out the door. And then last week, Jeff Cobb, they put him over, he and Callum Newman, for the tag team titles. Callum Newman is the one who gets the victory over Naito, so there's that. But then on Monday, they announced Jeff Cobb is officially gone from New Japan Pro Wrestling. So I got to be honest, if they're working me, they did a good job of it because there's all these other cases in the past where that happened for true.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's working you, Mike.
I don't think so. But there have been people, look, Dave, I believe, when it was brought up about Jeff Cobb and Naito on Observer Radio, said that, nah, that's not true. And I have seen people say, well, that seems all really nice and convenient. Maybe they're actually putting in some work here, or maybe Naito and Bushi stick around as outsiders, for a while. I don't know, but what do you think? I mean, obviously, the landscape of Japan has changed dramatically. If he does want to come over to the States and maximize the amount of American dollars he can make, now would probably be the time, while he's still as in one piece as Naito can possibly be, I guess.
What do I think? I don't think he wants to be in the States wrestling. You got to remember, he's a guy who did his excursion in Mexico.
I didn't think he'd ever leave New Japan.
I don't think he barely speaks any English. I believe he may speak Spanish. So if he's going to show up overseas, I would expect it to be maybe there in Mexico before the U.S. I mean, Mike, he comes to the U.S., he doesn't even take his shirt off when he wrestles.
Yeah, but think
You know?
think about how much money Minoru Suzuki made, and it was a big deal at first, but like he for a long time doing the same exact match over and over again was a draw for indie groups coming over and working. If he wasn't, people would not have taken the chance on him like they have, and there have been plenty of other Japanese folks that same way working, coming over to work. So I never thought he'd leave New Japan. So the fact that we're even talking about this is kind of a real surprise, but as I mentioned, he is one of those guys on the Rushmore of Japanese wrestling of the 2000s, for sure, at least I would say.
Are you one of those youngsters today who listens to Spotify? I don't even know what it is. But I do know this. All of our podcasts are available at Spotify. You can head up right now and sign up. The easiest way to do so, f4wonline.com/Spotify. And for just $9.99 per month, you can listen to 84 podcasts on any given month. 84! 2 to 3 podcasts every single day covering pro wrestling and mixed martial arts. And if you think about $9.99 per month, that's just pennies per day. So check it out today on Spotify. That's f4wonline.com/Spotify. f4wonline.com/Spotify.